Ever wondered why Pakistan appears to give Afghan people a hard time, particularly concerning visas and asylum? This question, though it may seem straightforward, is embedded in a tapestry of geopolitical, historical, and humanitarian threads that weave together a complex narrative. The two countries in question, Afghanistan and Pakistan, share not just borders, but also a tangled history and a web of mutual concerns and issues. Now, one of these issues that persistently bubbles to the surface is the challenge faced by Afghan people seeking asylum in Pakistan. It is not an anecdotal issue, but a long-standing one, with stories and experiences echoing across decades. Our aim in this video is to delve into this, to explore and understand the reasons behind this situation. As we dive into this topic, it is important to remember that it involves complex geopolitical, historical, and humanitarian factors. So let's unravel this together, one thread at a time. To understand the present, we first need to delve into the past. The tale of Afghanistan and Pakistan, two neighboring nations, is a complex tapestry woven with threads of shared history, conflict, and migration. It's a story that begins decades ago with the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan in the late 20th century. The Soviet incursion, which lasted for over 9 years, triggered a mass exodus of Afghans seeking refuge from the violence and instability that had engulfed their homeland. Pakistan, sharing a lengthy border with Afghanistan, became a sanctuary for millions of these refugees. The influx was so massive, it had profound socio-political repercussions for both nations. For Pakistan, the arrival of Afghan refugees presented a significant strain on the country's resources and infrastructure. It also led to a complex web of socio-cultural dynamics as the refugees integrated into the local communities, influencing the social fabric of the regions they settled in. On the flip side, for Afghanistan, the departure of a significant portion of its population left a vacuum, disrupting the country's demographic balance and exacerbating the instability and turmoil. The echoes of these events continue to reverberate today, influencing the policies of both nations, especially in areas like visa issuance and asylum granting. The complexities of this intertwined history are often reflected in the challenges Afghan people face when dealing with Pakistan. Now that we have the historical context, we can better understand the current situation. Visas, the key to international travel, yet for many Afghans, a significant hurdle. Imagine a gateway to opportunities, a better life, or even just the chance to visit loved ones on the other side of the border. Now, imagine that gateway is locked, and the key is a visa, an elusive little document that seems as hard to obtain as a golden ticket. For many Afghans, this is a harsh reality. Take, for instance, the story of Amina, a mother of 3 who is trying to join her husband in Pakistan. Despite countless visits to the consulate, numerous forms filled and fees paid, her application remains in the long queue, her hopes hanging by a thread. But these aren't isolated incidents. They're part of a larger systemic issue that has left many Afghans feeling stranded. The Pakistani government, on the other hand, maintains that the stringent visa regulations are necessary for national security. They argue that these measures help mitigate potential threats and ensure the safety of their citizens. However, critics argue that these restrictions disproportionately affect innocent people like Amina, who are merely seeking a better life. They suggest that a more compassionate and efficient visa process could still uphold national security without making the journey so arduous for those who pose no threat. Navigating the visa process can be a journey fraught with challenges, but for those seeking asylum, the journey is even more difficult. Imagine fleeing your home in search of safety, only to find a new set of hurdles at the border. In recent years, Afghanistan's socio-political landscape has been marred by conflict and instability, driving thousands to seek refuge in neighboring countries, Pakistan being one of them. The journey these asylum seekers embark upon is filled with hardships and uncertainty, and the destination often presents a new array of challenges. the sheer volume of individuals seeking asylum is staggering. Over the last decade, hundreds of thousands of Afghans have crossed the border into Pakistan, hoping for a chance at safety and a new life. Each person carries a story of desperation and hope, a testament to their will to survive against the odds. However, the response from the Pakistani government has been less than welcoming. Despite sharing a rich cultural history and a border stretching over 2,000 kilometers, the asylum issue has strained relations between the two nations. Pakistan's stance has been influenced by a multitude of factors, including economic constraints, security concerns, and political maneuvering. Pakistani officials often cite economic burden as a major reason for their stringent asylum policies. With already strained resources, they argue that accommodating a large influx of refugees would put additional pressure on the country's economy. Security concerns also play a significant role. There's a fear that the refugee population may include individuals who could pose a threat to the country's security. This fear, whether justified or not, has led to measures that make the asylum process increasingly difficult. Lastly, political considerations cannot be overlooked. The asylum issue has been used as a bargaining chip in international negotiations, often leaving the most vulnerable caught in the crossfire. The journey these Afghans undertake is not just a geographic one, but a journey through bureaucratic red tape, prejudice, and often hostility. The struggle for asylum is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, but it also raises important questions about international responsibilities. So, why does Pakistan give Afghan people a hard time? This question has led us through an exploration of historical, geopolitical, and humanitarian factors, each a thread in the complex tapestry of this issue. We've delved into the historical background, revealing a relationship fraught with tension and conflict. We've dissected the visa issue, highlighting the bureaucratic hurdles and the geopolitical nuances at play. And we've delved into the asylum issue, shedding light on the plight of those who seek refuge. This is not a simple issue. It's a tangle of history, politics, and human struggle that doesn't yield easy answers. But it's important to remember that at the core of this issue are people with hopes, dreams, and fears. While the answers are complex, understanding the situation is the first step towards finding solutions. Remember, behind every visa and asylum request, there's a human story.